Hey, you guys. I wanted to log on because I know a lot of us are watching what's going to happen in the United States for this election day, 2024, and it has been a lot. It's just been a lot in this country overall for a very long time. And so now it feels like things are coming to a head in terms of what direction um, we'll be moving in. And this election night is being dragged out just because so many people voted this round. And there's a lot of care being put into counting votes and so forth and so on. Anyway, just waiting for it all to conclude is it's a little bit stressful. So I thought I'd come on here to provide a space for people who don't want to reside in that other space of uncertainty and anxiety. Give them a peaceful place to come and just be and think about things that are completely unrelated to all that's happening on our televisions and devices around that subject. I thought, well, let's create another space just to be and to relax. And for many of us, depending on what part of the country you're in or what part of the world you're in, where I am, it is actually pretty early. Um, but it feels late because we had a time change. And so it's 10 minutes to 8. And yeah, I'm a sleepy girl, a sleepy young woman. But yeah, I wanted just to create this space, just to come and hang out. If you're going to bed or if you're working on some chores or doing your homework or working out, whatever, I'll stick around until I fall asleep. And if you hear me snoring, that just means I forgot to end the stream because I talked myself to sleep, which is something I've never done before. And so hopefully that won't happen tonight. But what are we gonna talk about? Well, I guess I can pretend that we're all hanging out at my house having a slumber party. And everyone is in their pajamas. Actually, I am in my bed, so it's not that hard to pretend. But everyone, including you, in your pajamas, and either you're laying down to go to sleep or you're just sitting up like back in the day when you were younger and went to slumber parties with your friends, and some people fell asleep first and others stayed up and talked just about whatever. I remember I used to have sleepovers with my cousins and friends a lot growing up, and it was always so fun. And I had one cousin who I really adored, and for one of the slumber parties, I don't know why, we just ended up staying up all night just talking, talking, talking. I don't know what we talked about, but we just enjoyed each other's company. And that's a pretty special memory. And so that's kind of what this reminds me of right now is being those of us who are up right now are the ones who get to hang out and share time together while everyone else is asleep, and those are times when you share your truest thoughts, your deepest secrets, and you just have a special time of bonding with your special friend who also chose not to go to sleep early. Oh, and don't forget the candy and the snacks. Hmm. It still tickles me when I think about how much candy I consumed as a child. Like, we didn't really have any parameters around what we could or couldn't eat growing up. And so when there was candy, you know, we used to, we ate so much candy. It was ridiculous. And I don't remember exactly what foods we had at the slumber parties. I imagine we had chips and candy and probably cookies, but I don't really remember what else. I don't think we were really into the food as much as the candy. And even with that, like I don't know if we were just like just sitting there just unwrapping candy and just eating it, or would there be breaks in between? I'm sure there were breaks because I don't remember just being that greedy feeling around the candy. But I just remember overall it was a lot to consume and more than I could today without getting without feeling sick at least. But yeah, but those nights would be quiet. And back then, of course, we had television and we had different channels, but there was really nothing on worthwhile in the late hours of the night. I don't remember there being like good movies or cartoons, but I do remember. So let's just say the slumber party, it had to have been on a Friday night, unless it was the summertime when we were out of school. But let's just say the slumber party was a Friday, and then early Saturday morning, back then, there would be cartoons that would come on in the morning. And some cartoons were more favorable to us than others. Some of them were just whack. I can't even remember which ones were whack, but I do remember the feeling of like, ugh, not this. Or like, oh, I guess I'll watch it since there's nothing else to watch. You know? Yeah, it was an interesting time. Um, yeah, I remember just being all over the house, primarily in the living room. We would sleep, I guess, because that's where there was the most space. Yeah, I primarily remember being in the living room, but I'm sure we were between our bedroom and the living room. Yeah, my memory has us in the living room, though. I don't remember being back in the bedroom altogether. Um, but yeah, I loved watching Saturday morning cartoons as long as it was a cartoon that I liked. And what's funny is I don't really like what cartoons did I like really like? Um, I'm not really sure. There's one that had like frogs, and I feel like it was called something like Slapjacks or something. But I remember liking like a little frog cartoon. Of course, I enjoyed the Smurfs. I don't know if I loved the Smurfs, but I watched them. And I watched the Flintstones and of course, He-Man and She-Ra. I don't know if those came on Saturday mornings or not. And then, of course, we watched the Tom and Jerry and all of the and DuckTales. I remember watching that. But was there a cartoon that I just adored? I mean, I don't know if it was. I know I enjoyed cartoons more than just regular television for the most part. But I don't remember a cartoon that I like deeply enjoyed as a young child. Now, when I got older, my favorite cartoon became Arthur on PBS. And even as like a college student, I would love there was something that was so comforting to me in watching Arthur. But beyond that, I mean, I watched things and I tolerated things, but I don't know if I really, truly, deeply enjoyed watching really any cartoon. I'm gonna need to go back and explore what was on back then. This was in the mid 80s, early to mid 80s, you know. But that's what this space is right now. It's like a slumber party without the candy because I'm not craving any candy tonight. It's just more of just that space where you can just come and be, and where you don't have to turn on the light if you don't want to. You can just relax and be who you are, enjoy the peace, enjoy the quiet, enjoy the companionship. So sometimes I listen to guided meditations, and I like to do that mostly first thing in the morning when I wake up, before I check my phone for emails or text messages, or before I go online and start scrolling for anything like social media or whatever. I like to start my day with a meditation before any other part of the world can touch my mind. And I've noticed that because I need my phone to open the meditation, I sometimes have a habit of opening other apps, or even just opening my compartment to my room and getting sleepy. And my brain just did a little hiccup. Sorry, guys. What was I saying? I was mainly just saying that, like, I want to intentionally start my morning off fresh without having the world influence my thought pattern, but just allow life itself to do that, you know? Like, instead of opening up my email where I'll see headlines for news, like world news, and then before I know it, I'm scrolling through different challenges people are facing, or something silly, or something that's intrusive to a celebrity's personal life, it doesn't pertain to me. It's like, what is going on? But to answer your question, um, sorry, I need to open my eyes so I can think clearly. Mm, I know it feels like that was weird. Like I was talking, but at the same time, it's like my brain was going into a dream state and I was responding to the dream state. So, but what is my point? My point is that this is a space to come and be and relax and enjoy and hear me talk about things that you might like, keep you company, talk to you tonight. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for, to keep you company all through the night while everything else is happening in the world. We can be here. We can sing songs. I'm falling asleep. What else can we talk about? Um, how was my day? My day was nice. I had the day off, and yeah, it was a nice day. Yeah, I'm going to sleep. All right. Well, I don't know if anybody listened, but I hope you have a good night. Good night.